Hello, in this video, we'll continue to read the book The Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, video number 84, and the topic is the value of experience. Please join me. Hello, welcome to Take a Step to a Better You. Here I share what I learn, continue to learn. If you're returning, appreciate you very much. Please like the video, please share it. I hope you're already subscribed. Leave a comment when you finish this. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Sherifa Nakalema. I'm a business owner here in Virginia, USA. And let me show you a schedule where what I do. I'm here daily. On Monday, I'm on YouTube tips. I share YouTube tips. Tuesday, Wednesday, I call them money tips, business tips. But recently, I started just to do it through books. I add my 2 cents. Thursday, I drive around USA, Virginia, and also sometimes I just interview someone. I call that my free day. Thursday, Friday, I come live. We discuss anything that takes us to the next level. We're discussing success habits on the previous one. And then on Saturday, I come live again, but this time, it's serious business. We're talking about earning money online, affiliate marketing. And on Sunday, I do motivation. This one I come later, which is 1:30 p.m. USA Eastern Time. Please check Google to see where these numbers, the times, are equivalent. 6 days a week, 9:30 a.m. USA Eastern. On Sunday, 1:30 p.m. USA Eastern. So, any of that sounds interesting? Please consider subscribing and sharing and liking. And when you subscribe, please click on the bell that comes up so that you are notified when I have all these things happening. Now, this book is called The Cashflow Quadrant. And the reason is because Robert Kiyosaki, the one who wrote it, learned this principle from his rich dad. The one who wrote this one, he talks about in the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. No, Robert wrote this one. But he wrote about the rich dad because that's where he got all this knowledge he's sharing. That was the beginning, at least. He learned about the quadrant. And this is, we show you the image that on the left, we earn money as an employee or a self-employed. E is employee. S, self-employed person or small business owner. Then on the right, when you're moving, you earn money as a large business owner, and that's the one who uses other people's money and other people's time to create a large business, and then also an investor, or is also on the right. So his intention for writing this one is to tell us what happens on the right and how we could go from left to right. That's the reason we are reading this book. Okay, now video number 84, he talks about the value of experience. I'm the one, I choose what to call the videos, and I choose where to read and start and stop. So I named it that because he talks about the value of experience. But before all that, I have to tell you that this book is free audio. You can find it from Amazon Audible. The link is in the description. Also, the physical you can buy from Amazon.com. Link in the description. And if you want to watch all these videos that I recorded starting from number 1, now I'm number 84. The link is both in the description, but also a pinned comment. I put a comment. My name is Sherifa Nakalema on top. You click on it, it starts all the way from number 1. You could be hooked. You could watch all of them. Okay, so you can watch all of them. Just skip through the introduction that I do on everyone, and you keep going. You keep going. It's a lot. It's good. Okay, now let's read video number 84. And the value of experience. Now, this value of experience comes up actually a little bit later, but he starts with something else, but it connects with it. I chose that one. But at the beginning, he's talking about free land. He called it free land. You get that? And he has an example. Why, and then we'll see how it connects to the value of experience. A while back, Robert is writing, Kim and I, Kim is his wife, wanted some property. A while back, Kim and I wanted some property away from the hustle and bustle of the crowded city. We got the urge to own some acreage with tall oak trees, and a stream running through it. We also wanted privacy. We found a 20-acre parcel priced at $75,000. The seller was willing to take 10% down and carry the balance at 10% interest. It was a fair transaction. The problem was that it violated the rule on debt that Rich Dad taught me, which was, we just did recently, for those of you who follow this, be careful when you take on debt. If you take on debt personally, make sure it's small. If you take on large debt, make sure someone else pays for it. We passed on the 75,000 piece of land and went looking for property that made more sense. See, that's the rule. He didn't do it for that reason. And also he says, he has a little image here, but it doesn't really matter. I'll continue reading. And remember, Rich Daddy's rule, another one, if you take on debt and risk, then you should be paid. Well, in this transaction, I should have taken on both. I would have taken on both debt and risk, and I was the one paying for it. So that's why he didn't do that transaction. It broke two rules. Okay, about a month later, we found a piece of land for $115,000 that was even more beautiful. It was 87 acres of tall oak trees with a stream, and it had a house. I offered the seller full price if he would give me my terms, which he did. To make a long story short, we spent a few dollars fixing the house and sold the house and 30 acres of for $215,000. Using the same idea of low down payment, easy monthly payments, we kept 57 acres for ourselves. Did you notice what just happened? He bought 87 acres, he sold the house and 30 acres, and he kept 57. He's smart. I think that's, you see how the experience thing comes in at the point? And then he says, the new owner was thrilled because it was a beautiful home, and he was able to buy it for almost nothing down. As an aside, what English is he writing? As an aside, I think that wasn't right. He also bought it through his company for use as a corporate retreat for his employees. See, they're combining these tricks. See, the one who was buying was also very smart. You see what he did? He bought it through his company for use as a corporate retreat for his employees, which allowed him to depreciate the purchase price as a company asset, deduct the maintenance cost, and deduct the interest payments. His interest payments more than paid for my interest payment. A few years later, he sold some of his company stock and paid off the loan to me. And I, in turn, paid off my loan. The debt was gone. The debt was gone. Do you see what just happened there? They're smart, and the smart is selling to the smart one. Okay. With the extra 100,000 profit I made, I was able to pay the taxes from the gain of the land and the house. The net result was zero debt, 15,000 in profit after taxes, and 57 acres of gorgeous land. It was like being paid for getting what you want. Okay, he shows his balance sheet there. Now he gets into another topic. Here, before I finish, he gets into the IPO. The IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. For those of you interested in businesses, Initial Public Offering, IPO. An initial public offering, or taking a private company public through a stock offering, is based on the same principles as the transaction described in the previous section. While the words, the market, and the players are different, the best underlying principles remain the same. When my organization forms a company to take public, we often create value out of thin air, even though we try to base it on an accurate opinion of a fair market value. We take the offering to the public market, and instead of this equity being sold to one person, it is sold to thousands of people on shares as shares of a company. I don't know that this is so relevant to you who is watching me. I don't know, because I would have to reread that. I'm rereading. When my organization forms a company to take public, we often create a value out of thin air, even though we try to base it on an accurate opinion of the fair market value. We take the offering to the public market, and instead of this equity being sold to one person, it is sold to thousands of people as shares of a company. Now, this is when it comes to the topic that I picked, the value of experience. I don't know if you're going to find the IPO part relevant. I don't know. I didn't want to take so much time on it, but you can take your company public by selling shares, what he was saying. But the value, they get it out of thin air. They say it's 10 cents, it's $10, whatever they gave you. Okay, the value of experience. I recommend people start in the B quadrant before proceeding to the I quadrant. So become a business owner before you become an investor. Regardless of whether the investment is in real estate, a business, stocks or bonds, there's an underlying comprehensive business sense that is essential to being a sound investor. Some people have this comprehensive sense, but many do not. Primarily because school trains us to be highly specialized, not comprehensively trained. I'm going to read that part. School trains us to be highly specialized, not comprehensively trained. For those thinking about moving to the B and I quadrants, I recommend starting small and taking your time. Do bigger deals as your confidence and experience grow. Remember, the only difference between an 80,000, we're talking 80,000 deal, 80 and 3 zeros, and an 800,000 deal is 0. I'm reading that again. Remember, the only difference between an 80,000 deal and an 800,000 deal is 0. The process of going through a small deal is much the same as going through a much larger multi-million dollar public offering. It's only a matter of more people, more zeros, and more fun. I'm reading the last part. Once a person gains experience and a good reputation, it takes less and less money to create bigger and bigger investments. Remember the value of experience? Many times, it takes no money to make a lot of money. Why? Experience is valuable. I stated earlier, if you know how to make money with money, people and money will flock to you. Start small and take your time. Experience is more important than money. Experience is more important than money, because with experience you make more money, even big money. That's me adding that. So what do you think? I think I'll stop there, because we're starting something different to our next video. So my takeaway with the experience, it's like a wise person. When they say, when growing up, we also these days it's a little bit different. People, in my opinion, people are not as wise as those older people. You know, those old people long time ago, You could go to someone and say, like, everything, every word that comes out of their mouth is so special. You want to keep hearing them. Do you know those kind of people in your community? I feel like the world is changing. So people with experience, those were the wise people. But now we are talking about people with experience, with knowledge. This kind of people had lived their lives. That's why they were sounding very, very wise, because of experience. They've lived it. They know when this happened and that happened, this happens. They've seen it repeat itself because of age. Now, he's talking about the importance of experience from knowledge. So knowledge and experience. Because I have my 2 cents. I always like to add 2 cents. Think of someone learning to add. You add 2 plus 3. Then you learn how to subtract 3 minus 2. Then you learn how to multiply it. And then how to divide it. And you see? But then you come and you went through all these numbers. Someone, whatever they ask, you know the answer. Whether they're adding or subtracting or dividing or whatever, it's like, all of it is very, very simple. But imagine a child who is just learning to add them and take them away, and it's so hard. So the rich people, it's like us, we are learning to add 1 plus 1 equals 2. For them, they can, for example, if someone said, okay, what is 3 minus 5? What's 3 minus 5? Someone will say, oh, that's impossible or something. But someone who has an experience will say, oh, that's -2, and they know what -2 means. You see what I mean? We need to have the experience. Like he said, start small. You start small and then you get used to it. Get used to how a transaction is done. Then the next time, do a bigger transaction. That's what he was talking about. So that we gain the experience. And when someone comes with a deal, it's like, I'll give you an example. Here in the USA, a long time ago when emails were starting out, people used to steal money. I don't know if you call it steal, but to lie about, oh, I'm here, I'm struggling. They'll send out emails. And now the white people, especially here in America, when they saw something like that, like an email came through saying, someone, I'm so hungry, send me some money, oh, we're here starving, they would believe it. They would believe it and send the money. But now with experience, we know junk mail. We get letters from the mail, and we know that's junk mail. Don't even try to open it. Don't even waste your time. When an email comes to my email box and it's junk, I can see it. I don't even have to. I know that's junk mail. You see what I mean? Experience. From experience, you can see something coming looking legitimate, something coming looking fair. Very, very easy. Just from experience. So experience is good. They say experience is the best teacher. So what do you think? Leave a comment, and remember, in the description, all these, you can get the book, the free audio, you can buy the book, you can read, watch all of the videos I finished from number 1. Like the video, please, share. Like I always end them, I said, take very good care of yourself, take very good care of your families, take very good care of your health, take a step to better you. Bye.